afternoon and welcome to Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network. Frank Granito, Kevin Coleman. It is post-Labor Day and we are just days away, Kevin, from the fall sports season here in Connecticut.
Hey, happy Tuesday. I'm happy to be back. Welcome to the studio a lot. We run the FCAC tour, which is a lot of fun to go school to school around the FCAC and get introduced to all the new captains getting ready for the fall season. I can't wait. Let's get it going.
We hit all 17 schools. We got all the fall sports and all those captains. We learned a lot, and we're going to use a bunch of that today, Kevin. I want to take time, obviously. Let's look at the majority of the fall sports, knowing that down the stretch this week, we are focused on football. We've got New Canaan and St. Joe's on Friday night. We've got Greenwich and Trumbull on Saturday afternoon. There are a lot of big football games that are going to have immediate playoff implications going on this weekend, and that's going to be the majority of our coverage. But the other sports are starting this week, and there are a lot of talented teams that pursue their goals now of whether they're repeating as champions or looking to win a first championship. We're going to have plenty of John Kovach as well, who's going to be joining the broadcast team for the fall. He's off the sidelines, and we've got him up in the booth. It's going to be a lot of fun all fall long. I'm
looking forward to learning from you two. You two, when you guys sit down in the boardroom, you guys really put it to the test. You chalk talk. I'm getting ready. I'm pumped to see because John is very passionate about football. Well, and it comes out, and that's what I'm most looking forward to is during the football broadcast. His emotion for the game really comes out. You get to see that little bit of a coaching style that he's so used to these past few years. So I'm looking forward to seeing you two really dissect each play after play for football.
Well, you bring up Kovach's passion for football, and I'm all about living a life of passion. I want to start with your passion, though, when we look at this fall, and that's boys soccer. We got to talk to all the boys soccer captains for the upcoming season. If there was one that stood out to you heading into the fall season, who do you have your eyes on this year?
Well, I got to say, the most confident team I think I saw, each team is very confident. I think this is going to be one of the most competitive years in boys soccer FCAC history. Just talking to some of the coaches, there is really no clear front runner right now, which is a great thing, but is also a bad thing for some of these great teams that they may not get into the FCAC tournament because there's so many strong teams. Now, great games to start the season off, but I think the one team, Frank, that stands out to me, a team that ended up co-champions, was Trumbull. I think they are a very confident team. Got to speak with them a couple of times, during the offseason. This is a team that feels slight a little bit. They want to be champions on their own. Yes, Greenwich is another team that is certainly going to be strong. They graduate 23 seniors. This is a big class that they lost. Trumbull, while they lost a lot of seniors, they bring back some very experienced starters. I think this is a very strong team. Great coaching staff. I really do like Trumbull again this year.
I agree. And what stood out to me when talking with the Trumbull Eagles was how successful their preseason was. They got a lot of good reps in. They learned a lot about their younger, newer players. I liked how you pointed out there is not a team right now that really jumps out as the favorite. Everyone was really hurt by graduation, so it's going to be a very wide open conference, and I'm excited to see who is going to make that initial move in the season and jump to the front of the standings. Let's take a look at what the defending co-champion Trumbull Eagles boys soccer captains had to say.
On the campus of Trumbull High School, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. I'm Frank Granito, sitting alongside the boys soccer captains for the Eagles. They are Christopher Conway, Nikos Zanakis, Paniotis Zanakis, and Nick Musavian. Boys, thank you so much for taking time with us this afternoon. First of all, congratulations on the great season last year. You guys shared an FCAC championship. Chris, let me start with you. That experience, what was that like, that last game in the FCAC?
It was definitely bittersweet. Getting the title and being able to share that honor was definitely great, but not being able to have it to ourselves it made it a bittersweet tie.
Still that lingering doubt of what would have happened with PKs. But Nikos, let me ask you this now. How was that a motivating factor for the Eagles in this offseason, that bittersweet emotion from that championship?
Well, right now the thing is that we have like a bullseye on our back because, we have the title. So for this coming season, we had to train hard because we know that everybody doesn't know, who left, who stayed. Everybody just knows it says Trumbull. We won. So we got a title to live up to even though we co-won, I'd say.
Well, Paniotis, you guys have picked up right where you left off. As your brother put it, undefeated and what was it? Hold on, give me
undefeated
and unconceded. You guys have not surrendered a goal yet here in the preseason. What have you learned about this team through these first few weeks of camp?
What I've learned is that we're being like we're being severely underestimated. And compared to last year, I say we're a lot stronger as a unit. Last year we relied a little on individual flair, and this year I think the system is going to work really well for us.
Let's step aside from individual flair for a minute here, Nick. Outside of this group, who are some of the guys we should keep an eye out for who could be stepping up and playing a role for the Eagles this season?
Well, one thing that's very surprising this year is that we have a very deep roster. We can go into like a bunch of different positions. People can play anything, defense, midfield, both roles. And some of the sophomores that are stepping up this year can play a big role. So I think we should look out for them.
Nick, as captains of this team, what role will this group play in helping to get the younger guys, that sophomore group, ready for the varsity level?
Just take it day by day, practice by practice, just working hard, and game by game, just work your hardest, and eventually we're going to get to the FCX.
Otis, if you guys want to set goal for this season, what is this team hoping to accomplish together this year?
Everything we can.
Nikos, let me ask you this then. If you're going to accomplish everything you can, this team will go as far as they can. What will you have to do on and off the field this year?
Really be positive, don't talk trash, and just be confident at the same time, though. So,
Christopher, if there were one thing about this year's team that's going to make it a unique or special team compared to the Trumbull teams of the past, what do you think that would be?
Underrated. Just coming off of the season we had last year and losing the amount of starters and players that we did, I think we're going to be definitely underrated, and we can give teams a run for their money.
Just one more question for you guys, or we can work right down the line with it, but is there a game on the calendar that you're most excited to play in this year?
St. Joe's. I didn't get to play in that one last year, so I'm excited to face them this year.
Definitely got to say Greenwich after last year.
I would agree with him with Greenwich.
Again, Greenwich.
Well, we're excited. We're going to see that Greenwich game on the network this year, and, of course, a lot of fun when the Eagles and Cadets get together no matter what the sport is. Boys, great job today. We want to wish you the best of luck this season. Really appreciate your time coming on with us.
Thank you.
Alongside the boys soccer captains at Trumbull High School, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. Stay tuned as we roll on through the rest of the conference. Kevin, looking at that group, the first thing that does jump out is the confidence. They know how successful they can be. They saw what it took to reach the championship game last year, and they truly believe now they have got the pieces in place to not only get back to the championship, but win it outright this time around.
You're right. They know they have the target on their back, and that's a good sign, is that when a team has a good preseason like this after winning a championship. But again, this is a very talented senior class that's coming in this year. They also have some very strong juniors, even some sophomores and freshmen I think are going to play some key minutes. Really looking forward to seeing how the Eagles boys soccer team plays this year.
Outside of Greenwich and Trumbull, if there were a team coming from under the radar this year, who do you think could take a run at one of those top teams from last season?
There's two teams, and I think one of them is going to be Norwalk. I think this is a team, like we said, very confident, I thought, when we got a chance to talk to them during the FCX tour. I also think, for a team like that, this is a team that these seniors have been playing with each other at Norwalk for a long, long time, and they want the chance to, play at Norwalk High for that FCX final. So I really do like the Norwalk Bears this year. Another team, not to be biased, but this is a program that has been suffering for these past 2 to 3 years, and finally they get that class, that junior, sophomore class that are now seniors and juniors. It's the Richfield Tigers. I think they have a great chance to really make a run at it this year. It's going to be a big game Friday night. They open up at Tiger Hall with Trumbull, so that's already a big matchup for two teams. And just speaking to both coaching staffs, they know how talented both teams are, how much of a fight it's going to be Friday night. So a big test not only for Trumbull, but a big test for Richfield Friday night.
Well, you look at Ridgefield on the girls' side, Kevin, and they are a team that really gets hurt by graduation. They're the two-time defending conference champions. We're going to get to girls' soccer when we get back from the break, because I don't know that they are the team to beat heading into the fall season. We'll be right back to Nutmeg Sports after this.
At Pamby Motors, we're not worried about being the biggest dealership. We're focused on being the best. We're dedicated to giving you the best experience we can. The Pamby Motors team is here to help you choose the right Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram in a friendly, pressure-free environment. And right now, during the summer clearance event, you'll find some of our best prices too. Like this lease on a 2017 Ram Quad Cab Express for $149 a month. Visit Pamby Motors, Route 7 in Richfield, PambyZone.com.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN network.
New Canaan Foreign Car. Yes, New Canaan Foreign Car has been servicing all makes of foreign cars for over 50 years. We also buy, sell, and consign cars too. We can help you with all your automotive needs from service to sales. Call us at 203-966-2681.
School's out, the weather is hot, and the fish are biting. Whether you're heading to the beach or out on a boat, stop in at the dock shop before you go to fill your beach bag or tackle box with everything you'll need for fun in the sun. A new beach cover-up, some sunscreen, or just some bait, the Dock Shop has you covered from either location. 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. And yes, you heard that right. Bait is now available in Darien and Westport. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. DockShop.com.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The InSports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook. At Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Located in Fairfield, Connecticut, we're easy to get to. Just 2.5 miles off the Merritt Parkway, exit 44 via Route 58 South. Save thousands right now during the Jeep Celebration event and Ram Power Days. Now through September 30th.
We are back on Nutmeg Sports on the HA Network. Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman getting you ready for the fall sports season around the FCI in Connecticut, which kicks off later this week. We talked about boys soccer in our first block. We come back now, and let's talk about girls soccer. Kevin, Ridgefield has won the last 2 FCI championships. I don't know that there is a team in any sport right now who was hurt more by graduation than the Tigers. So for me, all eyes are on the St. Joe's Cadets.
No, I fully agree. And I think a certain player in my mind is Tori Bike. I think she's an excellent defender. You look at Jessica Mazzo. She had a great sophomore year last year for the Cadets. But it really is Tori Bike. She's such a strong defender that not many strong forwards can get by her. And that's why you look at that senior class for Richfield, Alexa Damrell and Katie Jasminski had that speed and had that quickness and were able to get by her last year. But there's not many forwards and strikers and midfielders who can get by Tori Bike. So, again, I really do like this St. Joe's team. They have a lot of talent. Another team that I think you talked to during the FCI tour, a team that lost in the FCI championship game, has a lot of confidence. And I do like them. I like their style of play, and I really do, their schedule looks to be pretty favorable as well. So this is a St. Joe's team that I think will certainly have a great chance to get back to the FCI final.
We're going to tee that interview up in a second, but you look at Ridgefield, too. You mentioned Jasminski and Damron. Those are obviously the big names, and I don't think role player is the right term, but you look at a lot of the depth they lose off that back line and in the midfield. I just think that puts them a little further down, and we'll see how the next group steps up, but let's see what St. Joe's had to say, because this is a motivated bunch that really has got their eyes on the prize.
On the campus of St. Joseph High School, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. I'm Frank Granito, sitting alongside the Cadets girls soccer captains for the upcoming season. They are Jessica Mazzo and Tori Bike. Girls, thank you so much for taking time with us this afternoon. Tori, let me start with you being named a captain heading into your senior year. What did that mean to you?
It's always an honor to be named captain. That's what you work for. And as a senior, you always want to have that leadership role. And on the field. It's good for everyone to look up to you.
And Jess, you're going to be looked up to as a junior this season alongside Tori. What are some of the lessons you've learned from previous captains in your career that you guys want to bring forward now into your captaincy this season?
Definitely speaking up on and off the field, kind of help them, like guide them throughout school as well as practices, stuff like that. It goes a long way.
Let's talk a little bit, Jess, about last season and the year before that. You guys are coming off back-to-back state championships. What is that experience like for the girls, and how is that a motivating factor now heading into this season?
Oh, it's a great feeling, especially just like winning it again after like grinding it out past season. Yeah, it means a lot because it motivates us to do it again and keep St. Joseph's name alive and stuff like that.
Tori, let's look back on the summer here. What was the training like for the cadets? What were the girls doing to make sure they were ready to hit the ground running when you got into preseason?
Definitely a lot of fitness. We've had captain's practices all summer. We have a fitness packet that's every day in the summer. We have some fitness tests that we got to get ready for. So.
And now you guys are into preseason. You just had a scrimmage yesterday. Who were some of the girls that impressed you in that scrimmage? What were some of the takeaways from that game?
Well, we definitely have a lot of good freshmen that came in. We have freshman Maddie Freed. She's really good up top. She'll help us out a lot. And some other key players and returners. We have a lot of seniors coming back. But we just got to work hard, play as a team, have the passion.
And Jess, you guys will have a couple more scrimmages here, including one today before the regular season starts up. What do the cadets need to do the next 2 weeks to make sure they're ready once the regular season starts?
We kind of got to work on our chemistry and make sure we understand each other and finish our chances that we get. And just being strong overall all throughout the field helps.
Jess, if you guys wanted to set goals for the season, what is this team hoping to accomplish together?
FCX and States, winning both.
Tori, if you guys are going to be on the top of the podium for both those tournaments at the end of the year, what do the cadets need to do this season on and off the field?
Well, we got to have the passion, like we said, our first game. We just have to come out and play, and the team chemistry is also always a big part at St. Joe's. We're all very close, so we just want to work together all the way.
Girls, just one more question for you here, and that's, is there a game on the calendar that really stands out you're most excited for right now?
We're always excited every game. We take them as they come, but definitely Ridgefield is always a good game. Trumbull, rivals, it's always fun.
Yeah, you can't go wrong saying Trumbull here at St. Joe's, and of course it'll be a great one when we get that FCX rematch against the Tigers.
Yep.
Girls, we want to wish you a lot of good luck this year. Hopefully another successful season for the cadets. Thank you so much for taking time with us today.
No problem.
Alongside the girls soccer captains here at St. Joseph, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. Stay tuned as we roll on to the rest of the conference.
Kev, we talked with a lot of teams, and one of the biggest contrasts we see, especially in this business, those that are comfortable in front of the camera, those that are a little shy, whose personality, outshines some others. You look at that video right there and you think, oh, maybe they're a little tentative. Talking with those girls face to face, and I know you felt this way off the air as well, they are just motivated. It is laser focused. They have one goal this season, and that is all they are concerned about right now.
And that's what you want. No matter who you are in part of this team, if you're a teammate, if you're a coach, if you're a fan of this St. Joe's team, this is what you want. You want laser focus. You want this team to be motivated because, you look at that championship game, you look back at that last fall, St. Joe's had some great opportunities to score. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for them. And you look at Kate Jasminski's goal, a beautiful goal for Richfield. It was a really, really hard battled game. And I think that, on another day, maybe they thought they would have won that game. But this is two teams that went neck and neck last year. And I think they know that Richfield loses a lot of seniors. They lose a lot of talent. They know that this is their year.
It's 2 years in a row now, too, where they have come up short. And I do think that is just that extra fuel to the fire burning underneath them right now. Similar to what we said with boys soccer, let's look outside the championship teams. Who is there lingering right now that could possibly be making a move from the outside?
It's got to be Greenwich. I think you look at the new coaching staff. You talk to these to the players during the FCX tour. Another team that's very motivated. this is a team that has a lot of depth. I think you're going to look throughout these FCI schools this year for girls soccer. It's going to be the Greenwich Cardinals. I think they have the most depth this year. I think St. Joe's certainly has a good amount of depth as well. They're going to get some talent from and some great time from some of the younger class, maybe some freshmen, sophomores are going to step up. But I think Greenwich is a team to look out for this year in girls soccer.
Maybe not as much depth as the Cardinals, but let me throw this one at you. And I think they are going to be the most athletic team in all of girls soccer this fall. Your thoughts on the Darien Blue Wave?
I agree with you. I think this is another team, you talk to them, another team that's motivated, but you could tell they were comfortable on there. They were having a lot of fun. I think that's something that I got a lot of from not only the girls team, but the boys team at Darien. Getting a chance to talk to them, I said, what are you guys most looking forward to? They said, just having fun. And that's another key component I think some teams forget to do a little bit. And it's to have fun. That's when you start to see yourself winning games.
They definitely do have fun. It is a very light and upbeat group, but the the ability, I should say, to have Katie Ramsey on one side of the field and Christy Fiore on the other.
That's a lot of speed.
It's a lot of speed. It's a lot of size, too. They are on the taller side when you look at this conference. So tremendous athletes. I think the Blue Wave come back and are certainly at least a semifinal team this year and could possibly find a way to go on a little Cinderella-esque run.
I like that, but I got to stick with my Greenwich pick. I think this is a team that's really going to be a strong team. I could really see them going to the final.
Girls soccer starting up at the end of the week. We're going to go over field hockey and volleyball tomorrow as we continue to look forward to our start of the fall season this week. Coming up next, though, John Kovach is going to join Kevin and myself, and we get ready for our football coverage starting Friday night from New Canaan. That's after the break on Nutmeg Sports.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
Celebrate summer with fresh made-to-order picnic boxes from Walter Stewart's Market. We have delicious summery selections from buttermilk fried chicken to grilled lemon chicken kebab, grilled shrimp Caesar salad wraps, or lobster salad rolls. Our easy-to-carry picnic boxes come with your choice of a meal, as well as a dessert, beverage, and utensils. Order online for simple pickup options. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and online at stewartsmarket.com.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Bay Star and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
Weed and Duryea, New Canaan's home center and full-service lumberyard. Everything for your home and improvement projects. We also carry seasonal items, barbecue grills, housewares, newest LED light bulbs, doors, windows, and much more. Weed and Duryea, 21 Grove Street, New Canaan, a division of Northeast Building Supply.
At Black Horse Garage, we fulfill all your sports car needs. We specialize in manufacturer-recommended service and aftermarket high-performance parts and installation. We have one of the nation's top storage facilities and offer a high-end collision department that understands your need for detail. Visit blackhorsegarage.com for more.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Jeep Celebration event and Ram Power Days. Now through September 30th.
Welcome back to the HAN Network, Nutmeg Sports with Frank Granito, Kevin Coleman, and joining us now, our newest football correspondent on the broadcast department, John Kovach. John, we are happy to have you up off the sidelines and alongside us in the booth. We know you're going to miss it, but I think you'll find it can be just as fun.
It's an adjustment, and I've enjoyed it when I've done it. I did it when schedule allowed last year. It's been an adjustment. August has been a different month for me after 24 years.
Well, we're out of August now. We're into September. Opening weekend coming up, John. We got a great taste of it with college football this week, which was a lot of fun. But
yes, it was.
Now on to the real stuff. And let's start Friday night. Our opening game, we've got New Canaan and St. Joseph, defending Class L champion, defending Class M runner-up. What are your initial thoughts looking at this matchup?
This is just one of what are potentially elimination games in week one. The FCX schedule, very front-loaded. I think you'd agree, Frank, that there are teams that are going to play elimination games. There are teams that are going to face 2, 3, 4 tough teams in the first half of the schedule and can't afford to drop 2 because they're, say, an L or a double L school.
I would say that realistically, Greenwich, New Canaan, Trumbull, St. Joe's, possibly Ridgefield or Darien, I think their schedule is a little more favorable. But by week 5, realistically, I think 3 of those schools could already be eliminated from postseason play.
No question. No question, because they all play each other the front end of the schedule. And that's great for us as fans, but that's a tough thing to face, that really your playoffs start at 7 o'clock the first Friday of football season.
Well, it's not just New Canaan and St. Joe's on that opening Friday night. We've also got a state championship rematch from Class AA. And for that, I want to go over to you, Kevin. The Ridgefield Tigers are going to welcome the Darien Blue Wave as they move over to the opposite division now with the little changeover in the FCAC. A lot of people are unsure of what we're going to see out of the Ridgefield Tigers, and of course Darien, the 25-game win streak. What are your thoughts on that one entering into that game?
It's certainly an intriguing matchup. I think you look at that from afar and you say, wow, this is going to be a really fun game to watch. I think you look at the Ridgefield Tigers, they bring back a lot of talent defensive side of the ball. Offensively, they're going to take a big hit. Yes, Greg Gatto, I thought, is going to be pretty confident in the pocket. I think he's a strong quarterback. You saw him come in last year and make some nice plays for the Tigers as a backup. But I think overall they lose too much on that offensive line. Too many wide receivers are gone. It's going to be tough to fill. I think you lose Shane Palmer as a running back. I thought he was excellent as well for the Tigers. But you look at the Darien Blue Wave. Yes, they took a big hit as well. I still think they're very talented on both sides of the ball. I still think Darien's going to come in and take care of business. But they have to travel at Tiger Hall. We all know it's never easy to play at Tiger Hall, but I still think the Blue Wave are going to come out victorious.
You mentioned Shane Palmer, and we remember Palmer made that shift midseason from the slot receiver to the running back. They used him in all different ways, both catching passes out of the backfield and towards the edge in the run game. For me, John, the X-factor player for the Tigers this year has to be Matt Lombardo. He was their number 3, number 4 receiver, very active on defense. He is the type of player, though, and has the athletic ability to be similar to a Shane Palmer. And having a weapon like that will go a long way for Ridgefield in being able to extend drives and spread out a defense.
Do you think that hinges on them being able to move him closer to the ball, having to move him like they moved Shane Palmer to running back, or being able to use him as the number 1 or 2 receiver as the X or the Z in a slot formation?
It's interesting for me because I think they're going to end up doing a lot more empty. We saw a ton of it in the state semifinals when they played that great game against Shelton, especially too with Gatto at quarterback. I think you could spread a defense out, keep it down to 5 or 6 in a box against you defensively, and let him run up the middle. He's a big body. Obviously, he can't take too many hits, but I think there's enough of that there that you can get something out of it. Just quickly here, we're running out of time. I do want to touch upon Saturday afternoon, 2:30, Trumbull and Greenwich. Your thoughts, both of you, on that game? That's another playoff game.
It's another elimination game. And these are two teams. You've got two teams that are just there. They're on the front porch. They wanted to knock on the door last year. They're on the front porch. They didn't really get there last year. These are teams that really can't afford a loss.
I agree with John. I think, these are two programs I think are right there. Greenwich especially. I'm really looking forward to seeing Gavin Muir. Enjoyed watching him play at the Grip and Rip It tournament this summer. I'm looking forward to seeing Colton Nichols as well. We're 2 games this weekend have great quarterback matchups.
I mean, you could say that really 3, 2. Sure. There's a lot going on. We're going to have plenty on the football schedule for not only for this weekend, but throughout the fall season with you, John. A lot of hype around Colton Nicholas. Gavin Muir got big shoes to fill as well. Great game between these two last year, and essentially was an elimination game because Greenwich held the tiebreaker both at 7-3. They got the last playoff spot. That's going to do it for today's Nutmeg Sports. Tomorrow we're back. Field hockey, volleyball we're going to get you ready for. John is going to go in-depth into New Canaan and St. Joe's as well. And we'll even look at a couple other games that are on the network. We'll see you then, though, only